Good morning, guys. Yes, we are working with the employee crowd operation by using Ajax. In previous session, we have validated this form. Whatever the data we entered in this form, we validated whether the mobile number is valid or not, whatever the salary we are entering that is in digits or not, and the designation. All the fields are validated. This is what we discussed in the last session. Now the task is here. Whatever the data we validated here, now this data should send to database. Let us see how we can send this data to database without reloading a page by using Ajax. Yes, guys, let's start it. This is the previous code if you can observe. So first I got the values of the form. Yes, this is the values of the form. And I used one more thing called event.prevent default here. It will stop the default propagation. This is what we seen in the last session. Now we got the four values of the each and every text box. This is the text boxes we have. If you want, you can add more text boxes as well to this form. But I just want to continue with the four fields here. Here the main thing is the functionality. How this is going to work. How we can send the data behind the scenes to server. Now here I'm validating the name as well as I'm validating the mobile number and I'm validating the salary. At the end, I'm validating designation. Now I have to send this data to server. Send data to server by using Ajax. So how we can send this data to server by using Ajax? It's nothing but we have to create XML HTTP request object. We are using JavaScript. So in JavaScript, we have an Ajax object called XML HTTP request object. We already seen in Ajax sessions. If you want to work with that object, first we need to create it. So while creating, first we need to check whether the browser currently using browser is support that object or not. Let us go here, window.xml HTTP request. If the current window support this object, let me create an Ajax object here, obj. Let me take a global variable for this here. Right. So let me have a condition here. In this condition, just let me create an object for XML HTTP. Obj equal to new XML HTTP request object. It is created now. If the browser is not supported, I mean, if it is a old browser, so we have to create old browsers in the sense IE5, IE6. Obj equal to new ActiveX object. Let me have an object called ActiveX object. It has a parameter as well, that is Microsoft XML HTTP. Let me write the parameter as well. Yes, now Ajax object is ready. And one more thing, remember, and this is case sensitive, XML, H and R capital in this A ActiveX object, A and X and O are capital, right? It is important, otherwise it is going to be wrong. So JavaScript is case sensitive programming language. Okay, Ajax object is ready. Now we need to send this data to PHP, right? So nothing but I am using PHP as my backend. So by using PHP, I will insert the data into database. Right? First of all, let us establish a connection to your server. Now open method, what it will do, it will establish a connection, nothing but it will create a connection. Obj.send, I have to send the data, whatever the data we collected, the data should be sent to server. Let us establish a connection here. This is nothing but the post method, and here the path of the URL. So now I'm giving the path as like this, http localhost slash your folder employee slash, let me create a file, add employee.php. This is the file I'm sending the data to this file. Now let me make the third parameter is asynchronous request. We know what is the meaning of asynchronous request. We can send multiple requests to server irrespective of waiting for the response continuously, right? So now send, but this is post request. When we are posting some data, send method have some parameter called nothing but the data, whatever the data you collected here, the data we have to send it to server by using obj.send. Here we have to take a key and value pair combination in the send method to send the data. Let us see how we can send this data here. So let me take a variable or key. It is a key and value pair combination, right? So just I want to take something called ename equal to your variable name, that is ename. I mean, if you have any confusion, check the variables here. What is the variables we get it here? Ename, salary, designation, mobile. The same variables we have to assign here. This is the key and this is the value. Value could be the same. exactly what is a variable you have used there, the same variable you have to use here. But the key could be anything. You can take any name here, but this is the reference in the server. Based on this reference, I can get the value here. Right. Each and every pair should separated by end symbol. This is very important. You know, query string. So query string is a combination of key and value pair combination. Each pair is separated by end symbol. I think so. We have one more. That is nothing but salary. Oh, sorry. I forgot end symbol here. Make it properly. So now this is nothing but SAL, SAL. I think so. The variable is SAL, right? So let us check it if you have any doubts. So SAL designation mobile, DESZ, right? So all the variables are perfect, right? Now, okay, now we are posting data. When we are posting some data, we have to encode this data. So URL encoded, we have to set the headers here. Let me see how to set the header. Yes, guys, this is the method we have. Obj.set request header, content type, application slash x www hyphen form hyphen URL encoded. So when we are sending data to server, so here we have to use this method, guys. We have to set the request headers to the server, right? Now, by seeing this, we can able to send the request to server. But let me check it whether the request is hitting to server or not. I mean, so I want to check in the console if you got error. Now we don't have this file. I think so. This file was not created. Add employee.php. Let me enter some data and let me submit the same here. Right. Let me submit. You may have an error called post error. Can you see 404? This request was not found. Whatever the file we are requesting, that file was not available in the server. So let me create the file add employee.php. Right, this is employee.php. Save the file as add employee, same file name. In the employee folder, I'm saving this file. This will store our data. So first of all, let me check it whether it is receiving the data or not. So we are sending the data as a post. Let me use print underscore r of. Let me check it. Let me print the whole array. This is a way of getting data. So here post is a super global variable in PHP. By using this variable, we can get the posted data from a form. Right. Let me submit the same, and we can check in the network whether that is receiving or not. Let me go here. So here we have a lot of things are there, all and XHR, JS and CSS, but we need to work with XHR, XML, HTTP request. Now you can see, enter data, submit it. Now you can see here, the file was available and submit this. Now can you see status is 200. Earlier you got a red color message. What is the red color message we got there? So earlier the message was something wrong, right? So now earlier that message is 404, right? So now there is no such a kind of message here. Now you can just see 1 minute, let me show you again. F12, yes. So click on the submit button here, right? If you can hit save button, yes, the request went to server, and your moreover status is 200. 200 means successfully done. Right now, let us click on it. Can you see the server is able to receive our data? So this is a PHP associative array, and here we are able to see the key and value pair combination. Can you see? So in the query string, I think you have built a query string here. Can you see this is ename equal to something, designation equal to something, mobile equal to something you provided. The same keys here. What are the keys we mentioned here? Ename, designation, mobile, and salary. This is the keys we mentioned. The same keys are come to the associative array. Can you see here? E-name, this is the key, this is the designation, mobile, and salary. These are the keys. But the values you entered here will be associated with those keys, guys. Right. Now we are as a PHP. So in PHP, we are able to get the data. Now what PHP needs to do? PHP needs to insert this data into database, and it has to send a response back to you. Right. So let me do this first thing. Right. I need to check the data is there or not. If data is not received by server, so just I won't write a status message called just 3. So this is a response to you, the Ajax call. So if we got response 3, so we can simply say a message, sorry, we are unable to get the data. So this is what we can populate this message in the front end if you got 3. I mean, so sometimes you submitted the form, but data was not received by the form. Then, so I'm just checking a condition. If data is there and do something, data is not there, just I'm sending response number 3 to your server. I mean, sorry. So response number 3 to your Ajax call response. So by seeing that response, you have to populate a message, a proper message to the user. Right. Let us see here. Let me get the data individually here. Dollar name equal to dollar underscore post of ename. So let me get the data individually and let me insert the same ename. And we have the same, right, designation, salary, and mobile. These are the keys. We have the same keys. What are the keys we are able to see here? Those keys we have to pass to the server, guys. So now let me change the variable names as well. This is MOB. You can take any variable here. That is your choice. This is the way of reading data in PHP. Yes, we are ready, and we are now we have to insert this data into database. Let me insert this data into database. To insert this, we need a table in the database. So let us go to my browser and open database. In PHP, we have something called PHP myadmin. So let me have this PHP myadmin localhost slash PHP myadmin. Yes, this is a graphical user interface, guys, here, right? So let me create one database for your application, right? So here we have option called create database, and let me create a database called 10amjs. This is a database, just your class name. I'm something I'm mentioning here. You can take any database name here. Here collation is nothing but the language support, multilingual. For example, if you want to save any kind of languages like Telugu, Hindi, Tamil, or English, anything you want to save in your database, then this is one of the better option. UTF-8 General CA. There is this option. This is the option. So can you see if I keep mouse on it, a tooltip is coming, Unicode case sensitive, something like this. Right? Anyhow, create the table. We don't bother about what is this and all. Just I'm showing you and how to create table and all. Right. So here I have to create a table. Just now we created a database. In this database we have to create a table, but right now we don't have any tables. Now I need to create a table to store these 4 fields of information: name, mobile, salary, and designation. So let's go and let me make a table name as employee. And here number of columns. I need to store 4 columns. Let me have one more column called ID. Nothing more. So total 5 columns. Now let me create a table. Yes, first column is ID. So here second is data type. ID is integer only. Length is not required. By default it will take 11 here. And if you can move right side completely, here we have an option called a underscore I. This is nothing but auto increment. I have to increment the ID automatically. When you select this, it will ask you to make primary. So auto incremented column will act as a primary key, and click OK button, no worries. So now the second thing is here name of the employee, and it is varchar always. If it is a column type, is the type is varchar, length is mandatory. So you have to pass at least some length here. Now next thing is designation. Designation is also varchar. Provide some length here. And next thing is here salary. Salary we can take integer, no problem. And next thing is mobile here. Mobile, but mobile is big int. It's better to take big int because it has a range. Here salary means maximum 6 digits we can enter. Integer will support. But if it is a mobile number, it is going to 10 digits. Then it is better to go with big int. Or you can use varchar also, right? We are not manipulating any mathematical operations on mobile number. Just storing purpose only. You can use either varchar or big int only. Now table structure is ready. I mean, table is created, guys. Later, if you want, you can change anything. Yes, we can change this table. But right now, I have a table with me. In this table, I have to insert data, guys. Right, table created. Now here in my file, data is also ready. Table is ready, data is ready. Now connected to database here. So in PHP, we have a method MySQL I underscore connect. So here first parameter is host name. Host name for everybody. We are in the local, so that is host name is always local host only for everybody. So now the thing is here, MySQL database username. By default, MySQL contain database username as root. So next thing is MySQL database password. By default, it doesn't have any password. Password is empty for everybody. Now, next thing is the database name. What is the name of the database you created here? NAMJS, right? NAMJS. Let me have this file called NAMJS, something like yes, connection made successfully. Yes, let me keep a variable. Let me take a variable here. So whatever, if this is connected successfully, the connection string was written and stored into this variable. Some people may write this also. If anything wrong, so this has to stop it, right? It will stop there onwards, guys. So sorry, unable to connect. Let me write a message, unable to connect. A simple message. Right. Now connection made successfully. This will work. When this will die statement will work, die means it will stop the script execution on line number 9. So the remaining lines from line number 9 onwards, the remaining statements won't execute it. So this die statement will be fired when if anything wrong in the connection, this will work, guys. If connection is okay, die statement won't work here. Now my connection is done successfully and I'm thinking no problem with the connection. Right, now we need to insert the data. Right, to insert, we have a method here, MySQL query. So this MySQL query, we have to pass two parameters. First thing is connection string on which database you want to write an insert query. So this is going to be connected to 10mjs. In this 10mjs, we have an employee table. In that, we have to write insert. Now, the second parameter is here, insert query. Let me write insert into my table. What is the table you created? Employee. So what are the columns we have there? Can you see the columns? Name, designation. Let me go for the columns. Name, designation, salary, mobile. The order, what is the order I have there? I'm taking the same order. You can take different order also, but we have to map the values. That's important. Next thing is mobile. So values, what are the values? We have name, sorry, values, spell mistake here. Values. Dollar name, this is the value you collected, right? $DESC. You have to mention this variable here. We collected the value, right? The same value we have to pass to it, guys. That's it. Your query done successfully now. Let me check it whether the record is inserted or not programmatically. In MySQL, we have a method MySQL affected rows. If the record is inserted, this will return true, and this will return the number of records affected. I mean, in a situation, just one record is going to be inserted. It will be one now, or else we can write a condition like this also equal to one. Exactly, if it is one record. I mean, so if affected records, how many records are inserted? One record, one equal to one, true. Now I'm sending a response to our Ajax is nothing but one. If the record is not inserted, I'm just sending a response two. Response two means, so there we have to get, I mean, we have to write a condition. If response is one, record inserted successfully. If response two, sorry, unable to insert. If you got response three, then what I need to do? Sorry, unable to receive the data. Response 2, unable to insert. Response 1, successfully inserted. Response 3, first of all, we didn't get the data, right? These are the responses, guys. Now, I need to handle the same response in my front end, right? So here, so you sent a request to server. Now, I need to handle the response. To handle the response, obj dot, we have already state change equal to function. Call a function here. This function, we handle the response. So let me alert this. In this alert, let me check the response text. So what is the response? If the record inserted, so we'll got the response as 1, otherwise 2, otherwise if data is not received by the server, we will got 3. So let me check it, what is the response we are getting here. Let me refresh the page and let me try to enter some data here. Yes, let me submit this. And what is the alert? Oh my God, we are getting something called fatal error. So can you see on, this is given by the server, guys. Server error we are getting into an alert. fatal error call to undefined function MySQL affected rows. Sorry, actually the function is MySQL I affected rows. This is the advanced function we have to use here. Improved version of MySQL. MySQL I stands for improved version of MySQL. Right. I think so. Now it is okay. Let me check it. I think so. Earlier record may be inserted, but I think so I need to check it. Record inserted. I think yes, record is inserted, guys. Anyhow, we got error. Let me check it now one more time. Let me enter one more record here. Yes. Let me save it. On save we are getting 1. So what is the meaning of 1? Record inserted successfully. Right now you can refresh the database, just go to browse and you can see the second record is also inserted, right? That message we have to display here in the form, guys, right? So let me handle this response here and go to your Ajax call and handle the response. Based on that response, we have to display a message. Let me simply write a condition here. If response text is equal to 1, so everything is okay. I mean record inserted successfully. So otherwise, else if, let's write a thing called else if the same response text equal to 2 is to do something. I'm writing a message like this. The same manner if, sorry, else if response text equal to 3, do something. I mean, this is the responses we are getting from the server, right? If nothing, no status is, sometimes we may have empty. So server is not returning anything. So finally, else block. So if it is this, I want to display a message on the screen by saying that successfully inserted or account created successfully. So let us go here and let me add one div to append the success message div and give you an ID. Success underscore message is my ID here. Let me get this div here. Save the file first. I'm just getting the div here on above the page or same as Ajax call also, no problem, right? So let me take a variable here where sdiv success div is equal to document dot get element by ID. What is the ID we have? ID is nothing but your success message. Done. So to this div, I have to append that response. So the response we are getting, response 1, response 2 we are getting, right? But so we know what is the meaning of 1, 2, 3, but end user doesn't know what is the meaning of 1. If you can display 1 to the user, what he will understand. So we have to display a valid user-friendly message. So let us write a valid user-friendly message sdiv.innerHTML equal to account created successfully. Yes, account created successfully. And moreover, for the same div, I have need to add a class also as div. So we know Bootstrap classes, right? S2 dot, we have a method called set attribute is a method. By using this set attribute method, we can add a class, right? So we already seen in the DOM tutorial how set attribute, remove attribute will work and all. What is the attribute you want to add a class? And what are the Bootstrap classes here? We have something called alert success, right? Yes, let me add these two classes. If anything wrong, and let me go here and let me do one more thing here, small thing. Just here, I want to add a message here. What is the message, guys? Sorry, unable to create an account. This is the message. What is the response to in the server? Sorry, unable to create an account. If you got it to, and this should be danger class, not success class. Let me have a danger class, right? So here also same. I want to take sorry. This is sdiv.innerHTML. If you got response 3, unable to receive data, unable to receive data. First of all, whatever the data you are sending, I was unable to receive it. Right, unable to receive the data, and this is also danger. Class is danger. We are adding the class called danger. Right. So finally, something went wrong. I don't know what happened. So simply I want to write something wrong. Such a message. Something wrong. Try again. Such a manner I'm writing simply. So this is also going to be a danger. Now let us see and save the file, and this also save the file. And now you can try this. Whether here under this employee, add employee, we have to get the success message if the record is inserted. Let me insert the same. I'm inserting the same again. So now you can see account created successfully. Once it is created successfully, we have to clear the form data, right? So form data is still still it is populating in the text boxes. So once account created, let me clear the form here. So that's why I have taken an ID here, my form. Let me get the ID and let me clear the data here, guys. Simply go to the Ajax call where we are displaying the success. Here we are displaying the success messages. In place of this, I just want to clear the form document.write. When I have to clear it, if successfully inserted, then only I have to clear it. Document.get element by ID. So my ID is this is dot reset. Reset is a predefined method of JavaScript. So then what is going to happen? Data will be inserted. After getting the success message, it will be cleared, guys. Now you can check it. I'm going to enter the same. Enter some data. Now you can see we got success message. And what about this form data? Now the form data was cleared. So we don't want this form data. Now if you can submit it now, what is going to happen? It will start from scratch. It is going to be enter employee name, enter salary, employee designation, all will come, guys, right? So this is so. Right, this is nothing but adding data to database. You can check it, guys. Here records are added to the database. What are the records we have, and these records we have to bring to this table dynamically. I mean, without refreshing, without reloading, or nothing but, right? This is what we need to do, right, guys? This operation, nothing but populating data in a table. This we will see in the next session. Thank you, guys. If you have any doubts, please comment under video section. Thank you all.